What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about fuel rail plugs. This one's for a 5.9 Cummins. They look a little bit different for a 6.7 Cummins and a Duramax. I'll show you a picture of what they look like. But yeah, we're going to be talking about them. I'm going to test this one out in my truck, see how it is. And I'm going to tell you the number one thing you want to watch out for if you install one of these in your truck. Because keep in mind, if you put a plug in, you're getting rid of your fuel relief valve. That relief is a safety feature to help you not to blow your injectors apart. So we'll get into that later. But yeah, if you enjoy the video, please like, subscribe, questions in the comments, ask questions on Instagram at Dark Iron Diesel, shoot me a message. But yeah, let's get into the video. So this is a BD diesel fuel rail plug. As you can see, this is the 5.9 Cummins one, and then that guy right there, that is what it looks like for your 6.7 Cummins and your 6.6 liter Duramax engine. So it's kind of more of a plug on that one. But yeah, this is what it looks like for 5.9 Cummins. So I'm just curious myself to see if I can actually get more rail pressure out of a stock CP3 and stock injectors by putting a rail plug on. So that's what we're going to test first. Right now, if I'm in, I got a standard in my 5.9 here. So if I'm in third, fourth gear, whatever, and I'm just matting the pedal all the way down to the ground, I usually build up to about 20,000 PSI, and then it slowly climbs up to about 22,000. Then I got to shift. I believe that the factory relief valve opens around 25,000 PSI. So maybe mine's getting weak, or maybe it's just taking that long to build with the factory fuel system. So I do have a fast lift pump on this truck. I'm running a bigger turbo, but my CP3 and my injectors are still stock for now. I am getting 120 injectors and a bigger CP3 pump soon. I don't know when, probably in the spring. But yeah, for right now, I'm just gonna throw this fuel rail plug in, and we're gonna see if I can build more pressure with it. So make sure you stick around to the end of the video, because we're gonna talk about why you wouldn't wanna put one of these in your truck, and we're gonna talk about when you should put one of these in your truck. Because yeah, you can damage your injectors. They even say right on here, it says may cause injector damage. So we will get into that. But yeah, like I said, first we're just gonna quickly test this one out, and I'm just curious to see if I can actually build more rail pressure with it. So if you have a 6.7 Cummins, your plug is gonna be on the front of your fuel rail. If you got a Duramax, it's gonna be on the back of your fuel rail. Kind of a pain in the ass to get at the Duramaxes, but mine's easy. It's right there. So all I have to do is take this one line out, unscrew the relief valve. We'll hold them up side by side, take a look at them. I'll put this guy back in, put that hose on, or that fuel line on, and we'll be good to go. Okay, and just like that, I got it out. So let's compare the two together. All right, so here's the factory one. You can see there's a hole in it on both sides. There's going to be a little spring, some kind of relief valve in there that lets fuel come up out of the fuel rail and then back down the fuel line to return. And as you can see, this one is just a plug. So this is a plug, that's a relief valve. Whenever you're doing anything with your fuel system, make sure you are clean. You do not want to get any sorts of contaminants down in your fuel rail or anything like that. So just keep that in mind. If you're doing this, try to be clean. You don't want to wreck your injectors. All right, there it is. You can see the shiny new rail plug in there. So we're gonna go try her out. So you're just gonna have to take my word for it, but like I said, driving my truck hard, I only really seem to build about 20 to 22,000 PSI rail pressure. So I don't know if that's just all my stock system can put out, but we're going to see if there's any difference with this rail plug. And I have no idea. Like, I'm just experimenting, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, so this is where I'm getting my reading from. Right now I'm sitting around between 5,000 and 6,000 PSI just idling. It's gonna be very hard for me to show this while I'm driving. I'll probably still try, but you're probably just gonna have to take my word for it because I can see it a lot better than you can, and I'll tell you kind of what we get up to for pressures once we're out there bagging this thing. All right, I'm just in 4th gear. I'm gonna put her wide open. Okay, so I didn't really notice much of a difference there. I'm gonna try it a couple more times, but I didn't really notice much of a difference at all with the rail plug-in. So I'll do a couple more tests and let you know what I find. Okay, we are back. So my verdict is that it didn't make a difference on my truck. Maybe it would make a difference on yours if you had a failing relief valve, but I didn't notice any difference in rail pressure for my truck. So I'm gonna talk about why this is dangerous for your truck now. Sorry if I've kept you waiting, if that's kind of what you're here for. I actually called BD Diesel and I talked to one of the engineers there who's very knowledgeable in fuel systems. And I asked him, I said, okay, so you have a relief valve in there for a reason to, you know, counteract pressure spikes. You don't want that going through your injectors, your tips, stuff like that. You especially don't want to like blow up a tip, which I don't know if you could, but if you did, that would be bad. So he told me the only time you're ever going to see a pressure spike if you're running a rail plug is if you are accelerating very hard, you let off for a split second, and then you hammer back on her again. Let's say you're going up, you're getting on the highway and you're accelerating, somebody cuts you off, you quickly let off, and then stomp on it and go around him. Something like that can cause a pressure spike. He said it's probably not going to, you're not going to instantly notice it if it did damage something, but if you just have bad driving habits like that, you can damage injectors down the road. So like I said, if you are running a rail plug, do not accelerate hard, let off, and then just get back on her instantly. You have to give it a little bit of time to drain down, right? So your factory relief valve should only be opening if you hit like 25,000 PSI or something like that. So, I mean, if you're just driving pretty normally, you're never gonna notice whether or not you have a rail plug or not. So here's my opinion. Now, again, I'm saying my opinion because everyone has their own opinion. My opinion is if you have a stock fuel system, there's no need for a rail plug. Even my truck, I have high horsepower tunes, but the rail plug didn't make a difference. So my opinion is if you have a stock fuel system, and that means a stock injection pump, a stock injectors. If you have a fast fuel or an air dog, that doesn't mean shit. That just means you have better fuel supply. But if you have, you know, stock injectors and a stock injection pump, then there's no need for a fuel rail plug. You run the risk of damaging your injectors if in the odd chance you did, you know, get on and off really quick on the throttle. So yeah, why run that risk? It's not gonna make a difference, don't do it. Now, when you are gonna want one is, I'm gonna need this, I'm just gonna leave this in my truck anyways, because like I said, I'm getting bigger injectors and I'm getting a bigger CP3 in the near future. So I'm gonna be building 25,000 PSI rail pressure, you know, all day long when I'm on her with my new, especially with my new fuel pump. So, or if you got dual fuelers, something like that, then you're probably gonna want a rail plug, because if not, you're just gonna be wasting all that fuel over the relief valve. So that's my take on a fuel rail plug. It's gonna be pretty similar for whatever truck you have. Duramax's might be a bit different, but I mean, it's all the same concept, same ideas. So yeah, that's my experience with it. Like I said, it's just my opinion. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please like, please subscribe. If you got questions, ask in the comments, or shoot me a message on Instagram at Dark Iron Diesel. Or if you know more than me about this, because I learned so much from you guys ripping me a new one for getting stuff wrong. So if you think you know something that I don't, comment down below something constructive. Don't rip me apart for it, please. Just, you know, let's have a conversation about it. I'm always willing to hear your guys' opinion as well. So, but I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you on the next video.